Nano tattoos, invisible health monitors. Welcome back to Nanobots Inside You. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and today we're decoding something that sounds like fashion but functions like surveillance. These aren't tattoos for style. They're tattoos for data. They don't express identity, they extract it. We're talking about nano tattoos, ultra-thin, invisible, injectable patches of programmable nanomaterials that live on or just beneath your skin, designed to monitor, diagnose, and transmit information about your body 24/7. They're marketed as the next evolution in health optimization, but what they really represent is the merger between your biology and an ever-watchful machine layer. Once applied, they never blink. And the question you need to ask isn't just what do they track, but who gets the feed? Let's start with the science. Nano tattoos are composed of stretchable, skin-like materials, often using graphene, gold nanowires, or silicon mesostructures, embedded with sensors and nanobots that detect key physiological signals. These include heart rate, hydration levels, blood oxygenation, glucose, hormone fluctuations, neural signals, and even specific biomarkers for disease. Once applied, the tattoo becomes a living interface. It flexes with the skin, conforms to movement, and transmits signals wirelessly, via Bluetooth, NFC, or more advanced frequency bands, back to a smartphone, a wearable device, or in more experimental settings, a cloud-based medical server. Sounds like a dream for diabetics, athletes, and biohackers, right? You apply a tattoo that tells you exactly when your blood sugar is crashing. You get real-time warnings before a migraine hits. Your tattoo detects stress chemistry and nudges your breathing into a calmer pattern. That's the promise. And to be fair, it's already working. In 2024, several elite athletic programs began piloting nano tattoo tech to optimize performance. One patch tracked hydration, cortisol, lactate levels, and microtears in muscle tissue. Another was used for fertility monitoring in female athletes, measuring basal temperature and hormone changes to sync with peak performance cycles. But what starts in athletics never stays there. What starts as a lead advantage always trickles down as consumer expectation. The next rollout? Corporate wellness programs, school immunization tracking, insurance-based compliance, personalized advertising, all driven by a signal pulsing invisibly from the layer beneath your skin. Let me ask you this. Who owns the data? Because the nano tattoo doesn't store information, it transmits it. And once that data leaves your body, it's no longer yours. Most consumers don't read the fine print in their device agreements. They don't know whether the data is encrypted, where it's stored, how it's monetized, or who can request access. Think about what's already happened with smartwatches, sleep rings, and fitness apps. That data is being sold to third parties, health marketers, pharmaceutical companies, insurance firms. Now imagine that data coming not from a wristband, but from inside your body. No off switch, no removal, just constant broadcast. This is where nano tattoos move from innovation to invasion. Let's talk privacy. Your skin is no longer a boundary. It becomes a window, a broadcast tower. And that opens the door to new forms of behavioral profiling. A spike in stress hormones before a political event? Logged. A pattern of inflammation before you skip work? Logged. Changes in your neurochemical baseline after a certain medication? Logged, sold, and analyzed to target ads, adjust coverage, or deny claims. And you'll never know it happened because nano tattoos don't ask for permission each time they transmit. They were programmed to share. You gave consent when you applied it. Some argue that the trade-off is worth it. Early cancer detection, real-time diagnostics, precision medicine. But let's be honest, most people won't apply nano tattoos for health. They'll apply them for access. That's how the system will scale. Want to enter this workplace? Show your live vitals. Want a discount on insurance? Install a wellness monitor. Want to fly through customs faster? Share your immunology panel. And eventually, want to keep your job? Prove you're optimized. That's not wellness. That's biometric coercion. Let's talk about DARPA. Because of course, the military is involved. DARPA has been funding subdermal nanosensor research since 2013 under projects like Biostasis and ElectRx. Their stated goal? To monitor soldier health in the field, detect infection before symptoms appear, and maintain peak neurological performance. But every military tool becomes a consumer product or a control mechanism eventually. The same tattoo that tells a soldier when they're dehydrated can be reprogrammed to tell command when they're disengaged, emotionally unstable, or non-compliant. And that logic is easily exported to civilian life. Let's go deeper. Nano tattoos are designed to read you, but some models are being engineered to talk back. That means not just monitoring, but delivering. Microdoses of medication, electrical stimulation, behavioral nudges. You could have a tattoo that vibrates when your stress is too high, or one that releases a calming agent when your heart rate spikes. Sounds useful, until it's not optional, until your company requires it, until it's tied to policy, until someone else writes the threshold that determines when your body gets regulated. And it gets even more dystopian. The tattoo can be programmed to respond to external signals. That means a scanner at a checkpoint, a concert, or a workplace can ping your tattoo and read your body's state. Are you contagious? Are you fertile? Are you aroused? Are you truthful? That's where we're heading. Biometric truth-seeking at the skin level. Lie detectors, health monitors, and mood analyzers all embedded into one patch of invisible circuitry. And the worst part? You can't hide. It's on you. Always. Let's talk school rollouts. In early 2025, a pilot program in Singapore began testing nano tattoos for student health verification. Kids scanned in each morning using a contactless reader that verified their hydration, temperature, and vaccination status. The patch also recorded sleep quality and detected stimulant residue, intended to discourage late-night cramming with energy drinks or unprescribed meds. It's being sold as wellness, but it's biometric surveillance, starting at age 6. Let's talk prisons. In 2024, a correctional facility in the U.S. quietly began testing nano tattoos to track inmate vitals. These patches recorded cortisol spikes, aggressive neurochemical markers, and location data inside the facility, ostensibly for safety. But critics argue it's a step toward internal behavior management. Detect agitation before it manifests. Calm it chemically before conflict. In other words, pre-crime regulation through internal monitoring. Let's talk fertility. Some biotech firms are developing female health nano tattoos designed to track ovulation, mood swings, nutrient deficiencies, and sexual activity. These are being pitched as empowerment tools. But consider this. What happens when insurers, employers, or even governments want access to that data? Can your body's rhythms be used to make hiring decisions? Can pregnancy risk be calculated into your premium? Can sexual patterns be profiled? Once the data exists, it will be used. And once it's normalized, you can't opt out without looking like you're hiding something. Now let's go metaphysical. The skin has always been sacred. It's the final layer of you that touches the world. In ancient traditions, the skin was a spiritual membrane, what protected the soul's temple. It's where energy is exchanged, where memory is stored, where sensation becomes emotion. Tattoos have long been ritual, used for initiation, identity, protection. But now, tattoos are being redefined. Not as sacred markings, but as surveillance nodes. The symbol becomes the sensor. And the sensor never sleeps. So what happens to spiritual sovereignty when the last untouched layer of your being becomes a transmitter? What happens when prayer, meditation, grief, and ecstasy, all reflected in your biometrics, are captured, stored, and monetized? What happens when your soul's movement through emotion is logged as data noise? Nano tattoos are not neutral. They are a step toward full transparency of the human system, for better and for worse. And while they promise safety, early detection, and optimization, they also promise permanent visibility. Visibility to systems that do not love you, that do not know you, that do not care about your soul. Let's talk solutions. 1. Refuse the normalization. Do not accept wellness as a justification for total visibility. You are not a system to optimize. You are a human to respect. 2. Demand consent architecture. Any tattoo applied must come with clear terms of data storage, encryption, usage rights, and kill switch authority. You must be able to pause, disable, or delete your biometric feed. 3. Ask spiritual questions. Before applying anything to your skin, ask, what does this do to my energy? What signal am I agreeing to emit? What identity am I agreeing to wear? 4. Protect your children. No child should be born into a world where skin defaults to surveillance. We must hold the line at the boundary between monitoring and manipulation. Let me leave you with this. Your skin is your last frontier. It holds your scars, your stories, your sensation, your soul. Don't let it become a screen. Don't let it be rewritten by silent signals. Don't let the last sacred boundary be breached in the name of convenience, because once your biology becomes a broadcast, silence becomes rebellion, and stillness becomes power. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SoS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of SoS Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.